let's talk about danger. Danger and the different types of danger that make us go deeper into believing that we are what we are not. That's the ultimate danger, is to identify it with what you are not. But you need to use energy in order to identify it. Right? It's all about how you manage the energy that is available to you through the energy of love, through the energy of life, and through the energy of wisdom. That is the three sources of energy coming from the source itself, from the very depths of the source. So if you are exploring the path of danger at any level, you must use that energy in order to identify with something that is not, with something impermanent. There is the danger of, number one, loving what doesn't serve you. You love your constructed self, you love your image, you love your bank account, you love your impermanent self. You put the level of that energy, which is the most powerful energy, you put it at the level of serving something that is danger to you. Because whatever you are loving, it will love you back. If you're loving your bank account will love you back. It will ask you for more. Oh, you have to work more. You have to accumulate more. You have to. So you establish a relationship that is danger because it sucks out your life force. That can be in the form of ambition. It can be in a form of overextending of any kind. You overextend your love in that sense. At the end is you create resentment. You create the bitterness of resentment. You create the idea that, oh, the bank account is the one stealing my energy, or my work, or my relationship. It's extracting the energy out of me. But it's because you are loving a low frequency thing. The second danger is you live a life that you invented to be. You have an imagination of how your life should be accordingly to your own mental rules, accordingly to what you have been told, accordingly to what your limitations constrict you. Then you start living a pseudo life, a matrix that is holographic in nature. It doesn't have a life itself, right? And you know that. Therefore, the danger is that you need to pump that false life with your own source of energy, depleting all your adrenals, depleting all the source of your own life. And again, in whatever is invested, it will suck you more, the life force. So living a life that you invented requires a crazy amount of life force. It depletes the very core of your joy. And it's simple things like, okay, the idea that, for example, in relationships and women, in all times, women sort of think, oh no, I need to serve the husband because that it gives me a status, a stability, is the way. So I dedicate my whole entire life. I sacrifice my potential and I offer it either to the religion, to the education, to the man, or to the women, to the war. Then what happened with those souls? Where they go? what they are hungry for, a new life, how they will feel. Will feel angry, bitter. It will collapse down into the earth with great shame, with great resentment. And the third kind of danger is when you twist the wisdom, when you create your own way of rules or how things should be. You create a whole entire governments and rules and societies and religious status. You're in danger. Because if you have a rule, that's the rule that is going to oppress yourself. Any rule you put on yourself is a limitation, because the mind don't like bending rules. All funnel down to the sense of I am safe or I am unsafe. I am secure or I am not secure. So you create all these dangers of not being yourself with the idea to get safe, which it makes a complete opposite. You create unsafety. You don't know who you are. The only safe you have is your authenticity. It's how impeccable you are and how you are willing to see beyond that limitation. So when we are dealing with lands that are collapsed, when we're dealing with places and clans that have been collapsed, at one point they had created some kind of danger, some kind of imaginary thing, and then it was destroyed. All the living energy of love, wisdom, and life, it goes down. It turns into an entity that is resented. So the deep message and the only message is resurrect in the authentic self, in that divinity where you are taking the risk to be more you, taking the risk of not going, loving something that is not real, giving or animating some kind of periodic historical time. You need to animate the very core of your essence. That's it. It doesn't matter in what time frame you are incarnating. It doesn't matter in what extraterrestrial or intraterrestrial form. The law is the same. Occupied a space, a territory, a location in the universal tapestry that identified you for what you are, with your own colors, with your own power, with your own faults, with your own visions, with your own creativity, with your own wisdom. We need to occupy that. And the moment we occupy that space and do it now, we're safe. We don't need any extra protection rather than the self itself, rather that courage to be more us. And it's with that then that we can enter into any place that is unstable, inauthentic. And we found it just as we walk in or we walk in our normal life. Is authenticity your protection? Is loving what you love your protection? Is living what you're supposed to live your protection? Is extracting from your experience the truth, wisdom with neutrality, that is your protection. So it's in places where we found the untruth in the system that we make, oof, am I safe? Oof, should I be more me? But it's precise the construction, the expression of this unreality that is telling us, be more you. In that security, you know your resources. In that security and that authenticity, you have the tools. You can face it. You have the security. But any insecurity is based in no authenticity, because the ground is soft. That's why it's important to review what is it that you're thinking. What are the rules? What is your inner constitution? Right? And how you want to apply it. Loving that, living that, thinking that that's right. That is the moment precisely where you're being called to be brave, to be safe, to offer yourself the safety. And we cannot enter into any ceremony with that sense of dignity of your own identity. Then there is no force who can destroy you, because you are indestructible. The self is indestructible. If you enter with, oh, I need protection, or I need this or that, you're weak already, because you are externalizing that is some kind of aid, you know, the amulet or the mantra or whatever that is going to protect you. It's the pure source and its emanation of love, life, and wisdom that protects you, that seals you for what you are, because you are it. Right? So for earthwork of any kind, we must be secure in our authenticity, not judging of what we are or how we express it or nothing. Right? The other thing is the complete confidence in your mission. Complete confidence in your mission. If you are here in the earthwork, this is your mission, this is your contribution. You're allowed to do that. The allowance of living, the allowance of loving, living what you want to know. So it's a place of no vulnerability of any kind. When we sense something is wrong, we dive. But we dive in that power of being ourselves. Undestroyable. Especially when we are in a group. There is no risk. As you say, the only risk is not being yourself. The only danger is not being yourself. The rest is just a play.
Okay. So that's our protection.